Let's talk about how I just manifested a man that is literally everything that was on my manifestation list. And you guys know that I do not do love videos a lot because this is not my favorite topic. But since so many people on this app specifically love talking about love, let me spill the tea for you. Okay, so first things first, hear me when I say this, okay? There was zero, like negative actually. There was no urgency. There was no desperation. I am so fucking good on my own that quite honestly, I have not dated in 2 years and I have been living my best life. I do not need a man. I am good. I am that boss bitch. I am good. So first things first, you've got to drop the desperation. If you are not good on your own, the last thing you should be doing is trying to manifest another person. That is first and foremost. You have to be in the frequency of love in order to manifest love. So many people are not getting this. You have to work on you. You need to take the other person out of the picture. If you want to manifest love, you have to love the fuck out of yourself and be so good on your own that it does not matter if you are with somebody or not because you are loving yourself and loving your life single. That is step one. You got to love you. You got to love your life. Step two is having very, very, very clear what I call non-negotiables. You have to know exactly what you want, and you also need to know exactly what you are unavailable for. This is not something where, again, because we're not desperate, we are not going to settle for the first man. So what I did, because I'm in the middle of nowhere, I downloaded a dating app. I actually downloaded 2 dating apps, and I was like, whatever, if I meet somebody, I meet somebody. I have swiped left on probably 99.9% of people because I look at their profile, I look at their pictures, and I look at their answers. And if their bio, if their answers, if their pictures are not in alignment with who I'm calling in, I'm good. So like, we're not even going to entertain it. There are 0 time entertaining people that are not exactly what I want. So I got very, very clear. Let's talk about a few things that I'm very clear on. I do not date short men. You have to be at least 6 feet. I would prefer 6'2" because I wear 6-inch heels. And so I'm not trying to be taller than you. Height is the sexiest thing to me. If you're short, we're not even going there. I have no room for leeway on this. And I always joke, like, if I have a son, he will be in the NBA. He's not going to be a guard. He's going to be a center or a power forward. All right. So like, I do not waver on that. He needs to have dark hair and he needs to have light eyes, preferably blue, but green will do too. He also needs to be heavily tattooed. There is no way in fucking hell that I am going to be more tattooed than him. That is not a vibe for me. I think the sexiest thing in the world is for you to be heavily tattooed. If you are not, I think it's a waste of space. Like, for me, it's just awkward. It's gross. It's not attractive. So those are the 3 things. Tall, how many things was that? Needs to be at least 6 feet tall, needs to have green or blue eyes, needs to have dark hair, needs to be heavily tattooed, and needs to be athletic. Those are the things that are my non-negotiables when it comes to looks. Like an athletic build is what I mean by that. Non-negotiable. I will not. If you do not meet all of those criteria, no. It's a hard no for me because I know exactly what I'm looking for. And let's face it, I get to be picky because I know what I'm worth. Like, I deserve to be with somebody that I actually want to be with. Okay, we get to be that sexy, tatted up couple that other people are like, damn, look at them. Yeah, that's good. Like, that's my vibe. That is my vibe. As far as things that I am 100% not available for that are not look-wise, if you smoke cigarettes, that's a fuck no. I will not date anybody that smokes cigarettes. No. If you have a cat, that's a no for me. I had a cat for 16 years. She passed away. She was sick for the last 3 years of her life. I am an OCD clean freak, minus the fact that I've got dogs that make a mess of things, but everything is clean in my house. And I think the most gross thing is having a litter box in the house. I am no longer a cat person, dog mom all the way. If you have a dog, bonus, we can have a little dog family. I'm cool with that, but we're not doing cats. I don't do cigarettes. I do not do cats. Also, do not like men that play video games because I think that is the stupidest fucking hobby to ever have. So if you play video games or if you're like into weird shit like anime and comic books, repulsive to me. This is not meant to be offensive. This is just me telling you what I'm very clear on and what I will not sway on. As far as characteristics and traits, you need to be hardworking. You need to be ambitious as fuck. We do not settle in my world. If you're not as audacious as me, like, maybe we can be friends, but we definitely not going to date. So unavailable. You need to be hardworking. You need to be ambitious. You need to have high goals for yourself. You also need to be very intelligent, because I'm a very intelligent woman. You also need to be a conversationalist. If y'all don't know, I like to talk, and I don't just talk for a living by coincidence. I fucking love to talk. If we cannot talk for like 4 hours straight, it's not going to be a vibe for me. It's a hard no. If you are a man of few words, we will not get along. I'm not going to be talking to myself all day long. No, 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 no. Bonus points if you are foreign, because I am not down with that whole America is great, like, and the truck and the redneck and like the gun situation. Like, I'm not, that's not a vibe for me. That is not a vibe. Also, if you have great style, that is a really big turn on for me, because style is something that I love. If you don't know, I used to have a clothing line. I will have another one again. I used to be a model. I fucking love aesthetic. So these are the things that, like, they won't make or break, but these are huge, huge bonus points. So this entire time, I was not wavering on any of these things. If you did not meet all of these criteria, except for maybe the bonus things, I can be lenient on those. But for everything else, it's either you meet these or you don't. Bye. So I went through, I probably downloaded these apps at the beginning of the year. So it's been a few months. I have maybe talked to 3 men, and they weren't it. So they met the certain physical traits, characteristics, and their bios, and their answers look good. But when it came to keeping up a conversation, it wasn't it. It wasn't it. So there was no like harsh feelings. I didn't need it to work out. It was like, okay, cool. And I would go on the dating app 1 week, and then for 4 weeks, I wouldn't. What I need you to understand is I was putting myself out there. I was very, very clear on exactly who I wanted. I was not compromising my standards at all, and I didn't need it to happen. I was putting myself out there, and I was in the vibe of, if it happens, it happens. I'm actually available to date this year. I have not been available to date for the past 2 years. I have been building my business and loving the fuck out of it. So then I started talking to this guy. He has dark hair, like black hair is the perfect vibe for me. Black hair, green eyes. He's 6 foot tall. He's heavily tattooed, like has a big chest piece. He is from Brazil. Obrigado. He loves to talk. He's also got a very good aesthetic about him. He's got good style. He's adventurous. He likes to work out. He also has very high standards for himself, and he will not lower his standards for anyone. So he matches me, like, energetically, mentally, the aesthetic I'm looking for, the characteristics, 10 out of 10 out of 10 out of 10. What I need you to know is, if you are struggling to manifest love, it is because one of those areas you're not clear on. You're not clear on your standards. You're not holding your standards. You're not clear on your non-negotiables. You're too fucking needy. You're too desperate. You don't love yourself enough. You aren't good on your own, and you're needing somebody else to validate you for being loved and worthy, instead of validating yourself to be loved and worthy. If you want support in this area, I have a Manifest Love Masterclass, which is the only masterclass you can buy from me as a standalone. Everything else, you either need to join my upcoming masterclass or you need to get into my membership. Let's be honest, we really aren't taught to love ourselves, or we weren't growing up. So if you need support in actually being able to love yourself, to respect yourself, to appreciate yourself, to be good on your own, if you need some clarity on really being clear on what your standards and what your non-negotiables are, and if you really want support with being able to map out who your person is, so that way you are not settling for some fuckboy, get into the masterclass, because I literally walk you step by step through every process of this, and it's like an hour and 15 minutes long, so it's very short and succinct. So it's going to be the thing that's going to just get you exactly where you need to be. And now I'm gonna go, because I gotta go buy an outfit for my date.